Welcome back to Bay Area Focus. Coming up later this month, an eye-opening event will take place at the UC Hastings College of Law that delves right into the heart of current political and social issues. Artistic director Joe Kreiter and composer Maddy Clifford are here with us now to discuss the issue they are raising awareness for. Thanks, ladies, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So what inspired you, Joe, to create The Right to Be Believed?
Well, I spent the last 5 years making a trilogy of dances about economic justice, and we made those dances in the Tenderloin. And while we were there, one of the places we danced was on the side of UC Hastings. And I became really interested in, first of all, moving beyond looking at economic justice and looking at how issues of economic justice have affected women and how issues of the law have affected women. So UC Hastings became the perfect place to make a dance about how the laws that we currently have do and do not serve women's experiences.
And what kind of dancing is this?
So we dance off the ground. We're using rope and harness technologies. So dancers are suspended by a rope and a belay device and a harness, and that gives them the possibility of turning a wall. We're dancing on a 100-foot wall, so the wall becomes the ground, and the dancers pivot horizontally 90 degrees to allow their feet to be on the wall as the ground. So as a viewer, your entire perspective shifts as you're watching the ground loom up in front of you rather than be flat.
Yeah, I've seen this picture. It looks absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Maddy, you are a composer and a performer?
Yes, I'm a rapper, and I have a group called Free, and we both did the musical accompaniment for the show, and it was just an amazing process to be involved.
And your performance name is?
Mad Lines.
Mad Lines.
Yes.
Meaning a lot of lines, right?
Exactly. Hella.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What do you,
difference.
as a performer, and when you get ready for these shows, what do you hope the viewer gets out of it?
Well, we're doing the composition. We're not going to perform live. But the music is really informing the dancers a lot, and the composition. We had a huge process of like going back and forth, me asking, what does Joe need from the process? But for me, it was really therapeutic. It was really transformative to delve into these topics because they were all different women's issues. The idea of the right to be believed. So it was just a really incredible process for us. My composer and I, her name's Zoa, and she made the instrumentals kind of hip-hop, kind of synthy, just a lot of genre bending. And one of my favorite songs is it's dedicated to Emily Doe, the woman that was affected by the Brock Turner case, and she wrote a letter. It was the Emily Doe letter, right? A lot of people know about it. I basically took the letter and made it into a song. And then a woman named Astu, she did the vocal accompaniment for that song. And the song just brings me to tears every time I hear it. And it's just, I feel like it's just a testament to all survivors of sexual violence. And it was just a beautiful process. We're just so thankful to have been part of it.
When the audiences gather at one of the shows, do they know what they're about to see? Do they know that this is, because there's a political and social aspect to this, not just a dance performance or music?
Yeah, so I've spent 20 years doing political work, so audiences who are familiar with Flyaway Productions know that it's not going to be simply entertainment. But because we're in the Tenderloin, we've made the piece in the public eye. We've been dancing on the wall for the last 4 weeks, and we've got a few more weeks to go before the show. So our audience is a combination of people that never really see performance and people who hear about us through people like you. And most people that hear about it have some preconceived notion that there will be a feminist lens on the project and there will be a content. And it's a very apt time to be making a dance about women. People have asked me, oh, did you just make this dance because Trump came to power and he's not particularly pro-female? And the answer is actually no. This piece has been in the works for over 2 years. A lot of the laws that are affecting women's choice, for example, have been, beating the drum toward eroding women's choice for the last 15 years. They're called TRAP laws, Targeted Regulation of Abortion Providers. And there's been this eking away of choice for women, particularly in the southern states, where the TRAP laws have been really strong. So I've been looking at that for several years now as a woman, as a parent, as a citizen of the world, and I really wanted to do something about calling attention to that. And then when Emily Doe's experience became worldwide and her letter was read on the Senate floor, for me it became a beacon. Her letter became a beacon to call out toward the ways that laws are on the books, but they're not necessarily being applied. And that Brock Turner case is a case in point where there is a law to prosecute a sexual predator, and it really didn't get used.
You really have to do a lot of research when you put these performances together.
Yes.
Yeah, what is that process like?
I read the New York Times religiously. I listen to Amy Goodman and Democracy Now! I read the daily news. I pay attention. Facebook helps sometimes. And then, you know, Maddy did a lot of her own research. One of the things that she did is, one of the other sections is about women in work. And Maddy chose to put Anita Hill's, an excerpt from Anita Hill, in the sound score. And do you want to talk about why you did that?
Yeah, I mean, it was really a challenging process, because usually when I'm writing a song, I'm not thinking, okay, now I'm going to talk about choice or, you know, wage equality in this song. But I really did a lot of mind mapping. We had a lot of conversations. You know, Ali, my composer, and we talked a lot about what we wanted to do through the process. And I think it just... It was like I said, it was like therapeutic for me to be part of it, and that's what's been really amazing.
Well, it sounds like you're doing great work. Thanks so much for coming on the show to tell us all about it, and to find out how you can witness this important performance. Just log on to flyawayproductions.com. Up next, a cultural event in the Mission. Stay with us.